All right. Hey, everybody. It is Abby. Today I have a special guest. We have Goddess D joining me. Hello, Goddess D.
Hey,
Thank
Abby, aren't you
you.
live right now?
Um, I don't believe we are.
Okay, I didn't know. I'm still kind of new to all this.
Oh, no, we're recording,
Oh,
but
okay, cool.
yeah. So anyway, today I have Goddess D with me, and we are going to read a subscriber email and discuss. So, hope you guys enjoy. Let me um, get me a smoke.
I got the last pack of 100s. Usually I smoke lights. God,
Mm-hmm.
but these are special selects, but they were like the last 100s they had at Walmart. I need to find a better place to get cigarettes.
You know what? I have it's hit or miss in my area, and unless I buy like a whole carton, the guy at the little smoke shop that I go to just, he's like, I can get you a whole carton. Well, I don't want to necessarily I smoke the Moors sometimes.
Yes, I've been looking for some in my area.
Yeah, one day I went, when I first wanted to try them, I went to 5 different places. And
Girl,
this teeny tiny little hole in the wall, barely even knew it was there, smoke shop in
like a
this
stack.
strip. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I have a couple people who come in and get, a couple packs at a time. So I always have them on hand. I'm like, oh, well, good. Now you have another one, you know.
Yeah,
So,
I had a guy get me some for a photo shoot we were doing, and
mhm.
I had to like message him on Instagram, like, where did you get these? And he had to like tell me
Oh,
exactly
wow.
where it was and what it's called and stuff. So I'm actually gonna try to get some tomorrow if I don't have too much other junk to do.
Yeah, I was having trouble um, getting Newports of all things.
Really?
I was working on a custom with Newports and like full flavored Newports. I'm like, seriously? I'm like, what is going on in this world?
Seriously,
You
who's
know,
ordering Newports?
right?
That's nuts. I can't even believe that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's a supply chain issue or just they don't want to stock it as much or what. Or
I don't
somebody was having a Nick fit and needed a lot of them.
know.
What? I don't know. But anyway, all right. So this email I got, it says, "Hello, dear Abby. I thought I would share my story with you. I was born in the mid-60s. Background, my mother, 18 years old, and his wife, oh, excuse me, my brother, not mother, 18 years old, and his wife were all heavy smokers, at least 5 packs a day.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Holy cow.
I've never been, I think two was my max. I don't think I could do five.
Uh-uh.
I wouldn't get
That's
anything else done.
right. Were they chain smoking those bad boys?
Hmm.
Um, my father did not smoke, but I'm sure he had the fetish, as after my mother's passing, all his partners were smokers. My neighbors smoked, my aunts and uncles smoked, and most of my friends' parents smoked. So I was always surrounded by cigarettes. First time I developed the fetish, even though I didn't know it at the time, at schoolboys and girls were kept separate. Wow. Aged 8, I had to do an errand for a teacher and had to walk through the girls' yard. There was a pretty girl I liked, and there she was, sitting dangling a cigarette. Couldn't take my eyes off of her. I never did become friends with her. That was the point. I wanted to be a smoker, but of course my mother wouldn't let me. Jump forward to age 11. I couldn't wait any longer, so I stole one of my mother's cigarettes and waited until the Saturday when I would be left on my own. I must have lived in a nicotine fit because when I lit that first cigarette, I inhaled deeply, did not cough, no great lightheadedness, and no sickness, just great relief. I smoked that cigarette to the filter. Only problem, only one cigarette. When my parents returned, I told them I'd started smoking, and their reply was, oh, not oh, no, or okay, just oh. What did that mean? So I just carried on stealing of my mother's and discovered the candy shop near school, and the ice cream man would sell you individual cigarettes. I smoked going to school during break time, was never caught going home and in my bedroom. My parents knew but never said anything. Coming the age of 13, I was smoking 10 a day with all my friends and family apart from my parents. At 15, when it was just me and my mother, she offered me a cigarette, and that is one of my most happiest memories. Age 16, went with my parents on holiday. First day there, I noticed two women in their 50s. One of them lit a cigarette and saw me looking, so she put on a show. We started talking and smoking. Come the end of the day, we were kissing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, right?
How old was he at the time? 16?
Wait, 16. 16, and she was in her 50s.
Okay.
All right. So
Yeah.
come day 3, we had done the Devil's Tango. If you don't, that's what I refer to as, the deed. Because, YouTube won't allow you to say what it really is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's some
Yeah.
secrets.
So I started calling it the Devil's Tango.
I love it. That's hilarious.
Thank you, Eileen. I'll never forget you. Come the end of the holiday, she gave me her details and asked me to visit. Knowing she lived 500 miles away from me and being too young to drive, I cried myself all the way home. I never knew if my parents knew or had an opinion on what happened that holiday. Aged 18, I met my first wife. She was a non-smoker, but within the year, she was smoking at 20 per day. We divorced after 10 years. I was depressed and seemed that I associated smoking with happiness, and I stopped. That's when I met my current wife, 28 years together. But she is very anti-smoking, and when I became happy again, I wanted to start smoking again, but no chance. So I became a secret smoker in the car, going to work, on my break, and then abstain. At work, a lady named Sylvia started. We were both the same age, liked the same music, and had everything in common, plus she loved smoking. We became best work friends and smoking buddies. Yes, my wife knew I was smoking and was not happy about it as long as I didn't do it anywhere near her. After 3 years, Sylvia got a partner, and I was jealous as hell, but got over it fast as I was a married man. So who was I to complain? After 5 years, she changed jobs and we lost touch. 5 years ago, after a minor health scare, I quit smoking cold turkey, though I still class myself as a smoker. I'm just not having one today. I still wake up every morning craving a cigarette and still love to see a beautiful smoker. Well, there you go. That's an interesting story, actually. His parents didn't disagree with him and allowed him, and then
Yeah, it sounds like they really didn't care if they were just like, oh.
right.
So, but I guess, times were different back then too. Like that was when you could like your mom could send you out for a pack of cigarettes and just
Yep.
as long as you had the cash, the guy would be like, "Okay, what kind?"
Yep. I remember my mom sending me to the store. I know I've mentioned in some of my videos before, she would send us to the store with like $2-3, get me my 2 packs of cigarettes, and use the change for candy. As a kid, I was like, yes, candy,
Right?
you know?
Jeez, I wish cigarettes were still like $1 a pack. That would be nice.
Right?
They're so expensive.
Yeah. And
I'm
then,
surprised that guy got with his second wife. Was it his second wife that he was with that was a non-smoker and like super against it? I don't think I could handle that.
yeah, like, I mean, even if I don't know, like my husband doesn't smoke, he chews,
Mhm.
but, he doesn't mind me smoking. It doesn't bother him.
Right.
And I think that if he did, it would probably be a serious issue for us, for sure.
No, I totally agree. Like, I don't know. It's like, first of all, I say this a lot, but everyone has their vices, right? Let me have mine.
Right.
And then
Mm-hmm.
the other thing is, I just don't know if I could quit. Honestly, like I could be majorly in love with someone, and I still don't know if I could quit.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I could or not. I know I have people ask me a lot if, you know, you should quit. Why do you do that to yourself? Da da da
Yeah.
da. And my thought is, you know what? There there are so many things out there that are bad for you, from things you eat to activities you do to, places you work for,
Right.
it,
And it's
one
not
thing
just
or another is going to kill you, you
right,
know.
exactly. We're all gonna die of something. And there's something about smoking that it's become like acceptable to be annoying about it. Like, I don't go into a bar and go up to somebody and be like, hey, that whiskey's really not good for your liver. You shouldn't drink it.
Right,
It's like, I'm
right,
not hurting you. What? Go away.
right, exactly. And especially if you're like doing it outside,
Right.
I chaperoned for one of my kids' field trip to an amusement park.
Hmm.
Um, and I was quite surprised. I was regretting it because like I couldn't smoke like I haven't been to this amusement park in years. And the last time I was there, I remember them having like designated smoking areas throughout the park,
Hmm.
and they didn't have that. They were like, this is a smoke-free park. They'd announce it over their speaker every now and then. This is a smoke-free park. If you want to smoke, you have to go outside of the park, like out
Oh
the
my
entrance
God.
gate
What a
into the
nightmare.
parking lot.
How long were
I'm
you
like,
there for?
way too long. I mean,
I
they
thought
opened at 10 and they closed at 10, so we were there till 10 at night.
oh my God.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
was
go the whole
dying.
12 hours or did you
Yes,
sneak out?
I was dying. No, I stuck it out because I had to chaperone. I had to be around these kids, that weren't mine. So I was responsible for them. So I did it. It was a long stay, that's for
I would have
sure.
been like with one of the other people, I would have been like, hey, cover me. You watch them for a second. I'll get you back.
Right. I probably should have, but No, I toughed it out. I couldn't believe it. That's the first thing I got to my car. I'm like, oh, before we even take off, man, here we
Oh
go.
yeah, absolutely. Oh, that
Yeah,
sounds awful.
yeah, I mean, I try not to do it around my kids and stuff, as you know, and try to be considerate that they're in the same space that I am.
Mhm.
But man, I was like, I'm sorry. I just have to,
Yeah,
you
no
know,
kidding.
it was
Yeah,
crazy. But yeah, and I get a lot of people like like this guy where they say they hide it. And I just don't understand how you can hide it.
I don't either. Like literally, I've started. I don't know what this is. This is really weird, but I've started to be able to smell it from so far away. Like
Mhm.
especially when I'm like jonesing. Like the other
Mhm.
day, I was in my friend's truck, and she doesn't smoke, so I don't smoke in her truck. And I was like, it smells like cigarette smoke. And I turned, and the guy next to us had a cigarette, but his window was up.
Oh, wow.
How did I'm like a wolf or something? But like, I mean, yeah, how do you hide the smell? And not only that, like, it sticks with you. Like, it sticks in your hair, it
Mhm.
sticks in your clothes. Like, I think the wife was, she probably knew the whole time and just wasn't saying anything because unless
Right.
she had a really bad sense of smell, I don't see that being the truth.
Yeah. I can't understand that. I mean, I do my best, especially like when the weather's nice now, to do it outside,
Right,
unless I'm videoing and I know that, it's not going to be quiet outside, you
right.
know. But yeah, I just don't understand that. I mean, I know a lot of people do it for um because they're embarrassed or they don't want to be criticized or whatever, but you know, eh, you're if you have cigarettes, most likely you're an adult, and you know what? Make your own choices, man. You
Yeah, I
know?
mean, I totally like agree, like not doing it around your kids or whatever, or like
Mhm.
minimizing the effect, like you said, not really like smoking with them in the car or whatever. But yeah,
Right.
as a grown ass person, I just feel like let me make my choices. I'm not judging you. And it's one of those
Right.
things too where it's like a total stranger judging you. And there's so
Mhm.
few things. I can't even think of one off the top of my head that is okay to judge somebody like that.
Right.
And like you said, there's so many bad things that you can do, or even just risky things that you can do. But nobody ever
Right.
comes up to somebody else and is like, hey, you shouldn't be doing that.
Right.
Like, why is that socially acceptable now? It drives me nuts.
I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. Like you said, I don't go to an airport and say, "Hey, jumping out of that plane and skydiving is going to kill you. Are you crazy?" You
Right.
know, it, it's just ridiculous. And I have to say about his little Mrs. Robinson encounter there when he was 16, like, oh my gosh.
That's the best part of the story. I was like, whoa, what?
Right?
Amazing.
That was pretty great. Like, that's a
Probably
great
was like,
memory.
he was probably like, yeah, I'm the man.
Hmm.
I wonder if he has a MILF thing now, too.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Oh, shit. My computer's dying. Hold on. I went over to my friend's house today and I took my computer and my charger, and this thing dies so fast. I have never had a laptop that dies so fast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so anyway, I went over there and he has these new neighbors, and
Uh-huh.
like his old neighbor was like a younger girl, lived alone, whatever. But now he has like an older couple, and
Hmm.
like I usually, whenever I do my topless or like naked smoking videos, I do them on his back porch. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they can really see me, but I got like really paranoid because today was the first time I did a naked one, and I'm like, God, I hope they can't see me over there. Like I like hide behind a chair and shit, but
That's funny.
a little risky today.
Well, if they don't like what they see, they can always go back inside, I guess.
I guess, but like I said, you know how people are. Like if I was just out there like sunbathing topless, I bet they would just be like, "Oh, you know, that's not really." If they
Right.
even said anything about it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
yeah, I love this guy getting it on with this like 50-year-old lady when he was like what, 18, 16, something like that.
16. Yeah, he said 16. That is so funny. Like, best holiday ever, I bet. That's like one for the history books. That's awesome.
I don't know if I
But
would be able to tell in person if somebody like was turned on by my smoking. I think I'm so oblivious. I think somebody would have to be like, "Hey, that's hot." Like cuz he was talking about how he was watching her and she like put on a show.
uh-huh.
I don't even think I would notice. I'd be like, "La la la, this is a good cigarette."
Yeah. I have noticed a time or two, but it's almost like an uncomfortable glare, like are you uh, are you watching me because you like what I'm doing, or are you watching me because you're judging me? You know,
That's
and either way, my head goes to, well, all right, you want to judge me? I'm going to put on a show for you. You
oh my
know,
god, I'm the same way.
so either way, they're getting a show, whether they're judging or they're staring because they like it. You know.
That's so funny. Yeah, I'm very sassy sometimes, and the cigarette thing is just one of my pet peeves. Like, don't fucking judge me, or else we're gonna have a problem. So I would do the same
Right.
thing
Right.
for sure.
Yep. So, well, that's all I have for us for today. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for
Um,
having me.
anytime. Did you have what are you working on now currently?
I'm just trying to get back into customs a little bit more, and just working on OnlyFans. That's about it.
Okay. All right. So everybody out there should go to your OnlyFans page and check it out. Subscribe. What is what do
It's
they
just,
look for?
it's just / Goddess D.
All right. So go to / Goddess D. Subscribe to her OnlyFans page. Goddess D, again, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it.
No
It was a,
problem.
it was a pleasure having you. And everybody out there, we will see you guys soon. Bye.